Hello everybody, this is my second video that I'm going to do, and this is all my secrets for completing our task for the Derby as fast as possible. It takes a lot of preparation, but once the Derby starts, it goes very quickly. And so I want to go over what I do with you all. You may want to take notes or play this video over and over and over again. But here we go. When a derby is done, when I am done with the derby, what I do is I first go through the things that I need to upgrade: barn, solo, land purchases, and what I try to do is try to empty out my barn by making those large purchases right away, giving me more space in my barn. So I'm trying to get as much space as I can by doing those things. Not during a derby, because it will go against this method that I have. So then I stock up on everything to make sure I have 6 of everything. There's no magic number with 6. It just so happens that that's my personal goal. Then I go to the fishing area, and the next thing I do is I start using nets and the lobster traps and the duck traps. That's all that I use the water for. I do not use the lures. The reason why is because as I'm waiting for the derby to start, I'm going to be accumulating all the lures. Because if you've ever done a task of fishing for a derby, you'll find yourself, if you're not prepared, you don't have lures, and then you have to wait till they are made, and then you can fish 1 hour and 15 minutes at a time. So if you have more open, then obviously you can get more done. So I start accumulating my fishing lures, and while I use the lobster traps, duck traps, and nets only. And I try to make sure that when the derby starts that the nets and all that traps are gone, so I have as much lures available in my toolbox, fishing box, as possible. Then I serve all the people in town until they're holding the gift. And so what I'm going to show you right here is a picture that I took of people holding their gifts. Now, once my town has already been served and they're holding the gifts, then all I do is make them wait. I don't care if they have to pee or poo. They are going to stand there until the derby starts. Some days, before the derby starts, they're probably standing there for 2 days. But I just want to know that they've already been served, they have the gift, and all I have to do when I pick the townspeople task, that they're already ready, so that when I click on the presents, the gifts, to release the people from standing there, I start accumulating very fast and getting that task done. So I could get that task done once they're standing there waiting and they've been waiting. I can get that task done less than 10 minutes probably. So I just make them wait till the derby starts, and that's how I do that. Then what I do is I again stock up everything, so once they're served, I don't have to serve them anymore. They're set and they've been served. So now I'm going to stock up my barn, and now I'm going to get ready for the truck orders. So I stock it up, and when my board looks like this with all the check marks, then I know that I'm good to go for a long time with the truck orders. And I have honestly, just by stocking up my barn, I have done 2 tasks with truck orders almost in a row. So by saving space, stocking up on all your items can actually save you a lot of time and make things happen fast. Then I do, after I do the truck orders, then what I do is I do like the harvesting tasks. Oh, wait, I'm not in the derby yet. I'm sorry. So what I do as I'm preparing for the derby, then I will do rapid harvesting. You notice in my field I have nothing but carrots. I do rapid harvesting so that I can get dynamite picks, TNT, start storing up for the mining task. I also do rapid harvesting to earn money. Also, if you're doing the task for the townspeople, make sure that you build up your personal train to pick people up, because once you pick them up, they will only come with one task. And so with one task, that doesn't mean you have to empty out your barn by serving them sometimes 2 or 3 times. So when you pick them up from somebody else's place, that's important because you only have to do it one time. So make sure y'all work on your personal train that way. Next, when the derby actually starts, I never do boats. Never. The reason why is because those boats will kick you in the behind with all the supplies they demand. What I want to do is I want to get all my tasks done as fast as I can, efficiently. Those boats will drag you down, slow you down, and you know, it may be your preference. It is not mine. I don't feel good about having those boat tasks, because what I'm doing is I'm asking you for help, and that's okay. But you're trying to accomplish your task too while I'm trying to drain your barn at the same time. I can't do that myself. That doesn't make it wrong, but I can't do that. I can't ask other people to give when they're trying to fulfill their derby task at the same time. So I stay away from the boat. But that's just me. Then, after the derby starts, I'll start with the townspeople task, as I told you, then do the truck orders, then I'll jump into either feeding animals, harvesting, making items like cakes or shirts, and then mining. Depending on my supplies and where I'm at and how much I've saved, that's what I'll do. Townspeople first, trucks, orders next, then second phase, feeding animals, harvesting, making items. While I'm doing that sort of thing, that takes a little bit of time, I'm restocking my barn in case I have to do more truck orders. I probably won't go back to townspeople because you have to serve them 2 or 3 times before you get them to where they are holding a gift. So I probably may do truck orders again, just depending on what task I get. Then last but not least, I usually save this for the last. Do not do this for the first, but I save my fishing for the last. That's way it's relaxed. You already have your thing set. You know it's your last one. And if you're going to have to wait, you don't mind waiting for the last one. I just did this last derby for my first one. It was driving me nuts. So save the fishing one for last if you happen to get a fishing one, and that's it. And then while you're fishing, then you can help other people with their task, and you can start to restock your barn, or start making those purchases for land or barn and stuff. Now, consider when considering tasks, consider your schedule. So, especially when you go into the derby to select your tasks, some of them are on time limit. Be watchful of that, because I have not been and actually ran out of time. Then next, do you have long hours while you're at work? If that's the case, think strategically. Get those tasks that require cakes to be made or shirts to be made, so that while you're at work, the task is still being done for you, and when you take a lunch break or you get home, then you can collect and finish the task. Save the easy ones like mining at a time where you have time to play the game. On your day off, feeding animals is a great one. If you have a lot of time, that's a great time to do the feeding of the animals. Save on space. Did you know that you have more space than just your barn? This is what I do. I'm going to show you a picture of how I save on space. Now, once your barn is full, that doesn't mean you still can't save space. Look at this picture right here. See all those items? all those items at my place, even though they can't fit in your barn and it says your barn is full, you still have items at your equipment that you are truly storing. They're not going anywhere. They're not going to disappear. They're waiting for you to have space. So have some backup. Use some items that are popular to have them waiting even when your barn is full. And the same thing is true with your feed. Don't keep feed in your barn. Use the feed that's most common. Keep it on your stand. If it's in your barn, it takes up space. If it's on your stand, it's waiting for you. And don't use all your feed at one time. Count how many animals you have and how many bags of feed you need to click. Keep the others waiting on the stand. Okay? And always keep that feed going. So if you're going to work, don't forget to throw your feed in, so it's there when you get back. Then while you're doing the catalog, I wouldn't worry about doing the derby. I wouldn't worry about the easy items in the catalog, such as eggs for one, milk, the peppered popcorn. That seems to be a common one. The eggs and bacon seem to be common. As you empty out your supplies, do the supplies that take longer in your machines, and then the ones that are very common, buy those out of the catalog. Don't waste your time by putting eggs and bacon and waiting for them to be cooked only to know that you have shrimp skewers to do. Don't do that. Concentrate on your shrimp skewers and then find the eggs and bacon in your catalog, because they're very common. So make sure that you use that to your benefit. And then last but not least, making sure I got everything here. Tommy. Some of you use Tommy, some of you don't. But Tommy is a great resource for things like sugar, feta cheese, regular cheese, things that you need a lot of that take a lot of time. Use Tommy for those items, especially mining picks. If you use Tommy, go ahead and store up on your mining picks before the derby starts, so that when you have a mining task, it happens pretty quick. So these are some of my tips and tricks for getting a derby done. I am going to do another video later about how to work the townspeople to get them ready for gift, because it takes a watchful eye and some pre-planning so that you are the most successful in getting them ready for the derby task. But this is it. I hope it helps.